Good morning, lovely souls. It's Tim Wild. Happy Tuesday. And this will be the last of the Tuesday Ascension updates that I'm sending out. Diana Cooper and I sent the last of our 10-day Ascension boosts out yesterday. Tomorrow night we're doing the live YouTube question and answer, which we've been promising, which requires the sign up. So if you've signed up via Diana Cooper's website or you signed up via mine, www.timwild.com, you will be able to join us live tomorrow night, hopefully with smooth, beautiful, wonderfully operating technology, and we'll be able to answer a sizable quantity of the questions that have been sent to us. What I generally tend to do is I will pick a theme, or I'll pick a repeat question. Somebody, a lot of souls will answer the same question but in different wording. So that's generally what we'll be looking to do, is to answer as much as we possibly can as a whole, so to speak. So yeah, and so I'm looking forward to that. But as from this Friday, I'll be doing a proper full-length Ascension update this coming Friday, and then we'll be back to the normal Mondays and Fridays again. So meditation Monday, and the Friday, the more extensive Ascension update on the Friday afterwards. And yeah, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of us together, who joined me for the forgiveness workshop last night. It was actually quite an event. It was I'm finding more and more so now, and I probably did anyway but didn't notice it quite so much, that if I personally pick a subject to teach and it is very appropriate for the time that we are experiencing, I will be tested quite thoroughly on that particular subject before I actually teach. So it's almost like we have to now integrate and bring the lessons in order to teach them. Now, I know this is pretty much across the board anyway, but I'm really noticing an uptick in this pattern at the moment. So leading up to the forgiveness event last night, I felt like I was doing a lot of processing. There was a lot of very intensive energy coming in. There's a lot of situations occurring in the kind of like the formation of my reality that were actually reflecting back what I was bringing through. And it's so appropriate at the moment. If you look at the foundation of most spiritual teachings, be they spiritual teachings or be they kind of formulated as religious, forgiveness is kind of it's the top of the mountain. It's the one that we're all kind of striving to achieve, to forgive and release the trespassers against us from the people around us, what we've experienced in this lifetime, what we are currently experiencing, and also what we've experienced in our past lives is something that we are all going through at the moment. And you can quite often, it's a little bit like the term unconditional love. It kind of gets bandied around a lot, and until it's on your doorstep, until it's staring you in the face, you don't really kind of think of what's actually entailed with it, or what it entails. And at the moment, with the way that we are, today's the last day of November, and the 1st of December begins tomorrow. December, January and February are going to be intensive months. Okay, we've got the solstice brewing. Okay, now the solstice, as we all know, is everyone's going on about the solstice this year. I'm going on about it. Other people are kind of saying it, but we do this every year, don't we? There's a very exciting solstice coming up. There's a very exciting equinox coming up. There's a very exciting Lionsgate coming up. And over the years, they've become more and more intensive. And to be honest with you, a little less exciting, because once we actually get there and immerse ourselves in anchoring this energy in, we go through a very physical, mental, emotional and a spiritual process. So it's a little bit like, well, okay, we're anchoring this energy in. We're doing this by almost pure instinct and drive and intention. But what's it actually going to mean? Well, according to the Seraphim, and the other teams of light that have kind of been chiming in for years now, they are beginning to build what I've referred to previously, or they've referred to as the high road. Take the high road. This is what they were saying in July before the Lionsgate. Take the high road, aim for the high road, walk the high road. Don't walk any of the lower roads, stay there, because this is the one that we're building, and this is where it's at. This is where this is where the 5D party is. And so that's great. That's absolutely wonderful. But we've all got to go through our personal processes in order to be actually able to walk that high road and stay on it without kind of getting knocked. It's a bit like snakes and ladders, isn't it? You kind of make a load of progress and then whack, you get knocked down like 30 or 40 spaces, and you've got to climb all the way up again. Well, that's a spiritual pathway. That's how it rolls. It's I think the majority of us that joined the spiritual pathway because we were drawn to kind of like the beauty of it, the angelic side of it, the crystal side of it, the healing side of it, rapidly realised that it was not all sweetness and light, and that we've got to kind of really dig in, really get our boots muddy and our hands dirty, and kind of get really into clearing all of the density that we have accumulated over many thousands of lifetimes up and out and on the table, dealt with, seen, processed. And that workshop last night, it's not just the workshop, it is the very concept of forgiveness itself. Forgiveness, acceptance, harmlessness. Okay, so all of these are very much on the, you know, if we had a deck of tarot cards in front of us that said specific things, those would be very much what they're: forgiveness, acceptance, harmlessness. Because the information that we're being presented with by the 3D matrix at the moment does one of two things to us. It's fight or flight, okay? And that if we're reacting to it on a 3D level, that is what it's designed to do. It's designed to either bait us out of the cage for a fight, or it's designed to frighten us into submission. Now we're doing neither of those. We're neither succumbing to fear, and we're certainly not submitting to it either. And and what is the point of fighting something on its own terms when that is all it's going to do is inflame that energy yet further? So all along we're being guided to move through what we are seeing and experiencing in a state of acceptance, in a state of love, but also in a state of sovereignty. So that's the fine line. That is the line in the sand that we draw, is that we take our stand as sovereign masters, human beings on this planet, with all our inalienable rights, and actually moving forwards without being triggered. Okay, so that is what is coming up for us in December, and it will require our forgiveness. Okay, and I've probably said this before, I said it last night. It's said by the Ascended Masters, and believe me, all of the Ascended Masters who have attended their lives on planet Earth have also been tested upon this very thoroughly. We will be required to forgive and release the third dimension and everything that's involved in it. In order to step through the solstice gateway, we've got to be as light and as free as possible. So we've got 3 weeks of processing now to just gently flow with this energy. I'm guided not to force it, just to allow it to flow like a river, like the sea. Just move through as fluidly as possible. The minute we start resisting or thrashing around or making a song and dance or anything like that, that's when it starts becoming difficult. That's when the energy becomes like treacle and we move against it. So yeah, it was very appropriate, the subject matter last night. And one of the final words of Yeshua in the meditation that he brought through that I wrote was, stay in your heart, for they will test your level that you have achieved. Okay, you know, whatever you feel that you have achieved, you will be tested upon that. If you've made an accomplishment, if you've made spiritual progress, that won't be the end of it, because you will be tested upon that foundation to make sure that you do not fall back into the old patterns and to the old kind of programming. because in order to move forwards we need to have released it. Okay, so there'll be a much more extensive update on this on Friday, because we will be in the December energy by then. Okay, today is the 30th of November, and tomorrow is the day. It's almost like it's launch day. It's the day that we move into the solstice energy, and yes, it will be special, but it won't be you know, those of us that are seasoned to this will not be expecting fireworks and kind of all of the fluffy kind of niceties. We will be expecting a download of light that we can utilize and build a new higher frequency platform with. Everything that we're being given at the moment are building tools to A, clear out what we do not need, and B, to build what we do need, and to take what we want to take with us over to this higher platform. And it's not a holiday destination, it's simply around us as we are. 5D, or the fifth dimension, is a state of vibration, okay? Ascension is a state of vibration. And the physicality that we are experiencing and choosing to continue is a state of vibration. It's all about the heart. It's all about the heart taking over our process. But the movement from ego to heart is what we are experiencing at the moment. And the ego is everywhere. It's all around us. It's on the TV, it's in the newspapers, it's coming from the people that are scared. And there's a lot of fear that will have come up in the last 48 hours. As the light increases, so does the fear level, because it's all being washed out of the corners, it's being brought to the surface for clearance. And just another thing before I go, we've got a 21-day downpouring of the golden rainbow fire coming into the planet at the moment. This was orchestrated by Saint Germain at the end of the workshop last night. Cockerel, thank you very much. And so I will put the wording for the golden rainbow fire, but just if you've been seeing or feeling that energy coming in, that will probably be why. But it would be nice also, I'm anchoring it on a daily basis, bringing it through, putting it into a crystal, and just generally being aware of the fact that as this light comes in, we are here to alchemize the density that comes up. Right, so I'll see those of you that are joining Diana and I tomorrow night. We'll be at her place and we'll be live on YouTube. The sign up is via my website or Diana's, and I'll be back on Friday. Lots of love. Bye for now.